Hello everyone, welcome to Piber Academy. In today's session, I'm going to show you an important critical topic for cybersecurity professional, IT enthusiasts, and students alike. Vulnerability assessment and penetration testing on Docker containers. Whether you are a student exploring cybersecurity or a professional working on a secure deployment part of a DevSecOps, this session will provide a valuable insight to you. Before we get technical, let's get the stage by understand what is Docker, what is container, how it is actually benefiting today developers, and why we are in disciple in the modern IT infrastructure. We are just using DevSecOps and Docker. Everything will be talking about it. So, what is Docker and container? Docker is nothing but just a software platform that allow developers to build, test, and deploy applications very quickly. The Docker's packages softwares in a standardized unit called containers that it's a kind of a pack everything the softwares need to be run, like including library, systems, tools, and codes and runtime. Everything will be there. So let's go and little bit in detail about it in a old traditional manner. So what they will be doing on it in the old fashion. So there are like various teams will be there. So for example, there are like three teams will be there. Let's take try to understand. Okay, so one is developer who develop the products, and the second one is QA team or engineering team who test, who do modifications and those things. And the final will be the customer, okay, or the production environment. Okay, so what we'll do is basically if I put it in infrastructure, it will be like UAT environment and pre-prod, so before the production it is there, and production environment. Okay, so this is where the three infrastructures will be there. So the developer has to set everything, they have to set the operating systems, they have to set the library, they have to need the tools, whatever needed they have to set it over there. Again, the same to be replicate infrastructure on the pre-prod servers as well. End of the day, production has to do it over there. So this will take a lot of effort, setting of effort and maintenance. They has to maintain those things over there. And sometimes if suppose the package is not configured properly, there is a chances sometimes it will won't work as well. So this is something like a the old traditional manner they will be doing deployment over there. So it's a little harsh in those things. After Docker comes into place, so what the developer will be do is they will export, they will make the as a container. So containers, it will have an image what their operating system they're using on it, include libraries, system tools, codes, runtime, everything they will do it, and they will push this to a Docker container. Okay, probably hub, they will upload it over there, or GitHub repositories, whatever they do it over there, they will upload it over there. So and it's a kind of a bundle which packed everything. So the in a pre-prod environment and production, you don't need to install no need to install anything over there. You just need to pull this image, this container into this one. So automatically in a without hassle free, it will be just, even you can just install the pre-prod. In case if suppose Docker this is having some issues and updated happen, the developer will update and just update in the Docker hub, and it will be pushed again into this one. So maintenance and the installations is very simple and easy to manage the entire applications and those things over there. So the entire development process, it's become so easier after Docker into it, and they will be managing all the Dockers this into a called Kubernetes. So cluster, they will be managing all the while. So like how the updations happen, security things, and those things will be they're doing on it. So this is a simple way I'm just putting on it. Maybe probably you can, if you need a detailed video about like how the Dockers works, how to create a containers, and more in detail about it, feel free to comment below. I'll be just happy to do that. But this is a high level view of Docker and what is the benefit of the Dockers actually developers they're doing on it. The reason why here is our security comes into it. So basically, this is as DevOps, development and operation. They participate and do it. So here the another one is called DevSecOps. So complete from this Docker and pushing and these things has to security check over there. So here the Docker containers has to done a checks. So here the cybersecurity roles done. So there is a vulnerabilities are there or anything how they configured properly, because when it goes to the production it's available publicly. So again that is also caused hacking can be happened, right? So that is where the cybersecurity role comes into picture over there to test the container things over there. So what is the difference between a virtualization and Docker? So people mostly they are confused with the virtualization and Docker. They think that both are same. No, both are different. In a virtualization, there will be a hypervisor. Basically, it can be a Hyper-V, VMware, EXI, Proxmox. It list goes on it. So it can be any hypervisor. And the top of that, there are like a fully running like a virtual machine running with a operating system, an application, again guest operating systems and applications. So virtualization nothing but just virtualizing the hardware. So I have some hardware which is a heavy server kind of things. Using this infrastructure, instead of installing just a one operating system in that infrastructure, I'm utilizing the server and virtualizing the entire hardware according to my record. But it is a fully complete machine will be running on it. It comes in operating systems and applications will be running. So this is a virtualization. The Docker is nothing but it is a virtualizing the operating system, not the hardware. So whatever the operating system has been deployed, it will be take use the same memories and kernel files and those memory utilization, storage, and everything will be there. So the main difference you need to understand between the difference virtualization and hardware is virtualization is virtualizing the hardware. Docker is virtualizing the operating system. It can be anything. It can be a Linux, or it can be a Mac, or it can be Windows Server, Windows operating systems. But end of the day, we just are virtualizing the operating systems over there. Okay, so that is the difference between a virtualization and the Docker. Is a client server architecture. So there is a client and server will be rest. Basically the client and will response back will be there. So the Docker talks to the client, to the Docker daemon, which is does the heavy lifting of building, running, and distributing your Docker's containers over there. So this is a master kind of things. So the Docker client, basically this is the Docker client. It can be runs on a Docker run, Docker build, Docker pull. These are the commands will be there. So I don't want to get into more technicals about the commands and those things because it's a lengthy topic. Let's stick with the VAPT part only. So these are the commands will be running on it. The Docker will client will go or run on the same systems and connect to the Docker client to the remote Docker daemons, and the Docker client daemons communicate with the API. So these APIs will communicate and try to get the composers from there over there. So this is a daemons architectures over there. So basically it's kind of a API request, handle the API request and interact with the Dockers like user and those things over there. The Docker desktops. So there are like a lot of desktops will be there. So client like inside the Docker desktops will be communicated, which is for a Mac, Linux, and Windows. Basically, this is the environment. Okay, this is where the client will be running. Basically, the Docker registries basically it have the images, all the Nginx, Ubuntu's, and everything, whatever the images needed for this one. So it will have all the registries. It can be available publicly, or it can be available in the Docker hubs by default. You can run it, or you can maintain your own private registries as well by using just simple commands and those things over there. Docker objects are when you use some creating and using an image, containers and network. So basically it need a volume, it need a network, it need a what is it, plugins, and whatever the objects are needed, it will be taken care from get those things. So this takes again image. So once it go and request the image from the whatever the image is needed or for this. And if suppose it is having as a completely packed container, it will go and get the things over there. So this is the basics architecture how it is works over there. So why we need to conduct VAPTs on the Docker? So as I said earlier, it need a proper security measures, right? So we need to check for image vulnerabilities. There is anything vulnerabilities on there, outdated softwares or malware can be executed, and those things we have to see it over there. Configurations issue, most of the dockers when we misconfigured containers, that gives a privilege escalations and expose the port systems as well. Network level research, containers communicate over the network, right? So attackers can like a middleman attack or ever trapping, or they can do a lot of things over there. Runtime threats, once they're running, the container can explain to gain unauthorized actions, so sensitive data and those things you have to design. So to see Docker environment regularly, vulnerability assessment and penetrations are non-negotiables. So they will help you to identify, analyze and remediate the security gaps so that you can keep the Dockers completely safe and secure over there. So this is the very important part on this one. So let's this is what we are doing on it. So let's quickly go and jump on the demo. I'll be showing the demos. In today's digital world, your business is constantly at risk from evolving cyber threats and complexity of data governance. Whether you are a startup, freelancer, or even a home-based entrepreneur, protecting your data and system is more important than ever. That's why I come in. I offer affordable, tailored freelance cybersecurity service designated to protect your small business, startup, and solo entrepreneur. Whether you are a content creator or a trader or anyone running a small business from home, here are some key services. Red teaming to simulate the real-time cyber attack to identify the vulnerabilities and strengthen your security posture. Expertise your security advisor to guide you in the data governance, compliance, and security standard by using a various cybersecurity framework. Hands-on security awareness training to protect from advanced phishing and social engineering attacks. I provide the tools and knowledge to strengthen your defense, whether you need a SIM support to monitor and manage threat in the real time. Digital forensics to recover from an incident, I got you covered. Cybersecurity doesn't need to be complicated or expensive. I offer affordable, practical solution for business just like yourself. For more information, visit thefedric.in or contact me today for free consultation today. Secure your business with me. Okay, so let's start with the Docker penetration testing. So first of all, you just need to basically we are the first step is we going to gather information about as much as Docker. For this one, I'm just using as a report to create a report. I'm just using the cherry tree, which again comes with a Kali. So I'm just going to do it. So information gathering. The first one is information gathering. So I need to collect as much as possible of the data about it. So basically this is my first one. So then we will be running few commands. So first of all, we'll start with the command. So first one is I just need to know what version of the Docker is running on it. Probably that will have a vulnerabilities also, right? So I just need to know what is there. So to do that, I just need to I have already installed this Docker on the Kali. So you can do the same thing in the your clusters and those things. So to understand those things, okay. So Docker hyphen version. So if I see that this is a version on it, probably I can go and see that this version have any vulnerabilities by just searching exploit and those things. So search exploit, and I can use this Docker, this version 26.1.5. So 1.5, my bad. So there is no exploit, so that means it's all good to go. Now what I'll do is I'll copy this version and let me go to my notepad, just paste it, and as per that there is no vulnerability exists on it. It's good sign. So okay. Now then what I have to do is I just need to see that what are the containers are running on, like basically how many containers are running on it. So to do that, just sudo docker ps, it will prompt you for the password. So these are the currently I'm running a one image which is a Jew shop, which is a vulnerable machine, basically specifically designed for a vulnerable machines. So for a web application, so to simulate like exactly, I'm running a one web application on this one Docker. So if you see that this is the Jew shop, this is a portal actually running on the Docker. So this website is actually running, and this is what I'm going to demonstrate here. So let's go back to this. This is what it's running on it. So, and if I want to know few more what are the other things are running on it, so same command, I just need to give -a, And I think the only one Docker is running on it. Apart from that, nothing else is. So I'm just leaving on it. Okay, so next one is what we are going to do is this is a basic information we just gathering about it, how the what is the things like that. Now, next thing is we are going to perform a vulnerability scans. Okay, so for that, what we are going to do is we are going to install this tool called Trivy. So which is I'll be giving all the links and comments in the description, so you no need to worry about it. So this is basically developed by Aqua Security. So what this will do is this Trivy basically run on the container image, file systems, script repository, virtual machine image, Kubernetes, and everything. And it's going to give the images like it will give able to help us to identify the OS package and software developments. And if there is any known CV numbers are there, ISAC issues and misconfigurations, sensitive informations and secret and software license, it's all going to do it in the automated manner. So this is going to do it. So if you are running in a Mac or something else, you can install this brew install and Trivy and Dugan, or you can run it as a Docker of this as well. So but if you are doing in a Kali, so you just need to run this command sudo apt install Trivy, and this will get installed. I have already installed this package, so you just go need to install it over there. So once you are done with the installation, so now I'm going to do an assessment. Let me make it max bigger, and let me make this font little bit. Let me what I'll do is let me run a sudo Trivy image, and I have to paste the container what I'm going to do assessment over there. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do it over there. When I enter, so the scan will usually it will I have already run the scan, so that is why it's done quickly. But if you're doing in the first time you're doing, it will take a little bit time of it over there. So let me minimize this one so that it will be easy for you. So as I said earlier, this machine is specifically designed in the vulnerable manner. So the intention is to practice and those things. That is why this machine is actually this Docker is completely a vulnerability Docker. So this can be used for your security assessments. Means your penetration testings, get hands-on experience on Dockers, and also you can yourself, if suppose you are a web application developer or web application penetration testings doing on it, so probably you can use this Docker also to enhance your knowledges over there. Okay, so if you see that the vulnerability scan has started and it is secret scan is enabled over there, it is done a OS detection. Basically, this is the Debian and version 11.10, and you don't need to do separate check. It is already do all the checks and give you those information. That is the beauty of it over there. So it's all the vulnerability. It is automated completely. You just need to scan the image so that it will help you to identify the OS and post that OS. What is the vulnerability exist on it? And misconfigurations, networks, and other things, CV numbers. It will do everything over there. It's so easy for you to just run it and see that if there is any findings. And if suppose you find the findings, just inform to the developer to fix the patches, and you can do it over there. So it's very simple. So if you see that, if you go there, there are like unknown vulnerabilities, basically something like which is not identified, but something like it's something like you have to manually you need to do. So it doesn't know which is category. Lows are there are 14 lows, mediums are 10, critical there is no critical, there is no high, so that means that it's good. So but still we have to close this low and medium depends upon the company's SLAs over there. So if you see that what are the CV numbers and you say the status, this is not actually fixed, there is no fixes there for this CV basically. So if you see 2023 means last year the CV has been reported, that means maybe probably developers actually, but what will do is this, it will give a potential use for the free in the Gs, and you can for more information you can copy this link and you can do it over there. And specifically what are the versions are affected, you can basically this CV is actually this machine has got affected, so you can scroll down and you can see all the details. So based on the year you can see that when this CV was reported, and furthermore you can go and do it over there. So you can export this information as a report. So you can see that this is gives a vulnerability a little bit on the Node.js, which is a JavaScript related. So source code related, basically the source code level. So you can see that Java version has to be upgraded, and the component and those things JSON packages are, and you have to fixed version, you have to currently disinstall this version, you have to. So basically that means you need to inform the developers to upgrade the packages, software packages, and do have to do it over there. So you can make this containers as your DevSecOps practice. So before any containers goes to the public repository or private registry, it has to go through this cycle so that you can keep the vulnerabilities away from the systems and those things over there. So you see that there are like again, if you see there are critical vulnerabilities. So there is a libs XML Java which is a vulnerable to partitioning, especially over there. So that means it's affected. There is no remediations. Probably you can go and check it. It's again the last year it was reported 2024. So you just need to see basically these are the vulnerabilities which year. Again, probably you can look it and you can go to this website. They doesn't have a patch fix, but it might be they have a hot fixes, or might be they have some workaround to fix this one. So you have to go and suggest the mitigations to the developers and the infrastructure teams over there. So this is what, if you give that, it will be keep seeing that all the informations will be available. And you can see that the key exchanges, basically that is very very important factors in the API keys and the exchanges. So the key exchanges cipher is also having asymmetric key they are using on it, and that one it's having a the RSAs are not secure over there. So you have to just make them to just tell them to strengthen those parts over there. Okay. And JW token, basically they're using iframe tokens. So that is also they having a JWT tokens are there. So that is, it's not communicating, the tokens are not shared in a proper secured manner over there. So that's also you need to do it. So a lot of things are there. So you just need to do, in case if you just need to want this to be exported as a report, so just same command, only thing is you just need to put as an output. I'm just going to save this as a home directory, Cali, and I'm just doing as a container. Okay, juice shop, juice shop. Okay, and I'll just put it as a txt format, and the same information will be exported in the thing. Or you can do it also, you can include the package name using the format as a JSON also, you can do it over there. So I'll do one more thing is I'll just format JSON. Okay, and let me save this output as in the home, or I'll just give the file name only, juice shop. Okay, so if I do ls, my bad, sorry, let me clear it. Let me do ls, and you can see that okay, there is a cat dot juice shop. So all this information has captured in the informative manner in the JSON format. So you can upload in the JSONs in this one. Probably you can JSON readers or something else you want to do it over there. You can upload this informations and pour more into technical things you want to do it. It'll have things, or you can upload this to the JSON readers and those things, or you can go with this our juice shop txt files, so which is already there. So what I can do is let me go clear this cat juiceshop.txt. Same information what we are seeing in the output, it will be available in the same format as well, but colors will not be there. But yeah, so this is also you can, so this is how you can export this information and you can share it with other. So this is very very important. This is how you can do a VAPTs on the penetration testings. The next tool what we are going to, I'm going to show you is the Docker benchmark security. So this is basically the benchmark security is, it's as per the CSI benchmark. CSI is a Center of Internet Security. They will tell that okay, these are the best practices you have to manage it, these are the things you have to manage to keep your containers and securities. Hardening guide will be there on it. So you have this script will basically it's help you to understand that your hardening postures, how you are, whether you are following a best practices and those things guidance. So these things will, this tool will help you to more strengthening your cybersecurity on the Docker sites and those things over there. So let's see how to do that. So you just need to go and download this repository in the GitHub. In my case, I have already done it. Let me go to the Let me open a new tab and let make it bigger. Okay, so here I just do ls command. I have already made a path which is a docker vapt folder. In this folder I have downloaded this docker benchmark security. Let me go to the docker bench security, and if you see that, you have to run the script. So first of all, what we are going to do is, let me, if you want to know more about this script, what is there, or furthermore you want to see what is actually on this thing, so you can run a bench. So basically you can run as sh docker bench hyphen hyphen help. You can see that, and basically this command will tell you that what are the options are available on this. uh, Specifically want to what you check. For the example, if you want to check only specific IDs included or files in there, or you docker composer files you just want to check it, or what you want to check it, like certain limits you want to JSON limits, whatever you wanted, you can just take over on it. So here what I'm going to do is, first of all, let me clear it. I'm going to run a two things. One is basically I'm just going to run this Docker benchmark security and try to understand the host operating systems, whether the host operating system where I'm going to run a Docker, it have a proper standards or not. I'm just going to check it over there. So to do that, I'm just need to run it as a without anything normal. So let me run it. So this, see that it is actually started. The script is again checking each parameters, and it's going to check me those like in all the angle. The score is, if you see that there are check, the score is 10. So that means it's a less 10, means the score is very less. So that means I have to improve work on it. By how I can do is by closing all this information, warning, notes, and those things, I can close it. If you see the warning, it said the container is, it's having not restricted access to that. So basically it's not having a restriction access. I need to restrict the container. So that means if suppose by default, if there is any vulnerability exist on this machine, that can infect my containers as well. So this is what in here. So you need to close all the warnings, and container runtimes are, you just need to see that SE Linux is basically firewall is opted there. So you need to update all this informations. So this is how you just need to go and enhance your, just see that you're following a standard practices, and you just ensure that the host operating systems are as per CSI bench standmax and those things over there. Now what I'll do is same testing, I'm going to run it on the container. So to do that, I just need to use this one more keyword called -h. This is the one, and I have to paste the container name, then paste it over there. So this is going to run the same CSI bench on the container level. And if you see that the thing and score is 0, that means there is, again, as I said, there are like a lot of vulnerabilities already there. So both the results, you just need to do a comparison. The passes are, it means it works fine, you no need to worry about. So you need to securely need to be done and enable the user supports. So you need to close all these versions like host to configurations. I see it checks on host to configuration, so how the communications goes on it with it from the Docker to there, and Docker daemons configurations, how it is goes, security level, how it is happen. Each line by line, it will be giving on it over there. So if you, the next one is Docker daemon configurations files, certifications exchanges is, and if you see that the container information securities will be there. Let me image say, let me go scroll down. Okay, so if you see that the container images will be there, so you need to see that, and container runtimes. So what are the containers need to be, so basically the swarm mode is to be enabled, that means pass over there, so you need to make sure, and the swan configurations and scores. So this is how you can do a VAPTs on the your Docker containers, and make sure your containers are having a proper mechanisms and those things over there. The final one is the important step of how one more things, even though the say you are safe and secure, the one more important thing is you just need to integrate the logging and monitoring. Basically that is what OS have top 10. So you have to import all the logs, which is you can run this command journal ctl -u basically on the Docker, and you have to export, you have to dump it. Probably you can use syslog server, or you can use any forwarding method. So this one you can start sending this to the sim tool and those tests. You can monitor all the what to say, abnormal activities, events, and happening on those, so that you can monitors over there. One more thing is you can monitor the resources, excess CPU, memory usage, and those things and all. You can do it. How you can do it is, that is also you can monitor over there. Let me clear it. Sudo docker stats. By typing this command, you can see that what is the CPU utilizations and memory. In case you can set a threshold over there, in case this is exceeding going on it, the alert can be triggered and those things you can. So this is how you can monitor. So these are the very very important safety secure measures has to do it over there. For a runtime, you can use a Falcon. There is one more tool. You can use the Falcon and enhance and see that what is happening on the runtime test over, like a privilege escalations and those things over there. And once you are running the other penetration testing, what you need to do is, for example, I'm running here already the Docker container. So here, what you need to do is, probably you can run a zap and do a vulnerability assessment on this web applications and see that if there is any SQL injections and those things, you can do it over there. So just how you can do is you can run a burp suit or zap, so then you can automate the testings as well of the application what is running on that one. So layer by layer we just narrow down, and this is how you the Docker penetration testing can be done. So the first step is the checklist, simple. The first one, let me go and note here, put it in the text manner. So the first one is try to gather the information as much as possible about the Docker. Okay, this is the first checklist. The second thing is check the hardening and standard things in the Docker. So this is the one thing you have to follow it over there. Third one is probably you can run a vulnerability scan, vulnerability assessments on the Docker. Okay. Fourth one is logging and monitoring, whether you are see that the logging and monitoring is happening and informations are you're getting seeing in the sim and those things. This is one. The fifth one is probably the last one is web application. So you can do a DAST web application testing. It can be a DAST or SAST. What are the things you can check? It is basically under this one. You can check for SQL injection, cross scripting, um, iframe vulnerabilities, and list goes on it. So probably you can all the, so basically as per the OSAP top 10 guidance, you can 2021 guidance, so you can check it those things vulnerabilities in this one. So these are the level of testings you have to do it over there. Find the findings, document it as a report, then you can share it with your developers, and just ensure they have to close all these vulnerabilities before it goes to the production to be live. And once they're done, they give a clear that everything is done. Again, retest all this test and see that everything is good, closed it as per your, just validate it, then proceed to the production environment. So this is how you can keep the Dockers. This is how you can do a penetration testings on the Docker and keep the Docker safe and secure. You can do it over there. Additionally, as I said, that there is a one more. If you want to do a Falcon, this is a tool which is can help you. You can run it on a runtime environments. So this will also help you to see there is anything security vulnerabilities on the Kubernetes clusters and those levels as well. It will also help you to understand over there. This is the one tool, and the reason why I'm not covered a Falcon in this one, that is a bigger topic. So it will become a lengthy video. In case if you want to, you are interested into run how to use the tools and run times and Kubernetes and those things. Feel free to comment below based on the your needs. I'll try to do it over there. Okay. So Docker containers are revolution application development and deployment, but they must be secure to avoid become a liability. By performing a regular vulnerability assessment and penetration testings as a part of DevSecOps operations, you can use again this whatever I have showed it. You can integrate with the CDI pipelines, whether you GitHub or Azure DevOps or whatever things. So by this will be you can automate the complete this thing so that become a part of your DevSecOps operations. So due to best practices, you can safeguard your containers environment against potential threats. I hope you found this content video helpful. Don't forget to give like, share, and subscribe to Peeper Academy, and also hit the notification bell so that whenever I am just posting a new content, you will not miss it. So obviously, feel free to do it over there. And your comments are most important because your feedbacks is essential for shaping this channel future. And feel free to comment over there. If you have any queries which I showed in this video, feel free to reach out to me via Telegram or Discord. So the links are in the descriptions. You other social sites also, I you can follow it my in on Twitter, Instagrams, so that you can keep me updated. So always I'm available on that. And so this is the most important ones. And if you also comment below if you have any topics you want me to cover or you want to do it, feel free to do it over there. uh, Thank you for watching this video, and big thank to my subscriber. You are the burning fuel for me. So thanks for it, and keep supporting me. Thank you. Bye. Take care.